I started teaching about 8 years ago up in Millburn, New Jersey, actually. I was teaching middle school music, and I got that right out of college. And I was only there for a year because I was living down in Brick, and I was commuting up an hour and a half, and it was brutal. I mean, I was in the car for 4 hours a day with traffic. So as soon as the Brick job opened up, I jumped on it. So about 7 years ago, I switched from Millburn to Brick Township, and I've never looked back. I started at the elementary schools. I was down there for about 5-6 years, and then I came up here to the high school about 3 years ago. No, yeah, it was 3 years ago. I decided I wanted to become a teacher about halfway through high school. I had a couple of really great teachers and a couple of really bad teachers that kind of morphed my decision on I want to be more like this person, and I want to be better than this person. So both the positive and the negative kind of motivated me into becoming the teacher I am today. I always had a passion for music, and I always knew I wanted to be a teacher, so I kind of bridged the two, and I went for music education, and here I am. Here at Brick Township High School, I teach almost all of the music electives, and I'm also the choral director. So I teach music theory, vocal techniques, music technology, AP music theory, and then of course there's concert choir, honors choir, and those are all of the curricular classes that I teach. I also am the choral advisor, so there's a bunch of after-school choirs that I'm the director of. One is Voices of Fire, which is our select ensemble. You have to audition for that. Another one is Sirens, which is essentially our women's ensemble. Sirens, so our soprano and alto voices. And the other is Inferno, which is essentially our male ensemble, the tenors and basses. And those are all after school. They're co-curricular. So that falls under my choral advisor. I'm also the assistant drama director. So I work with Miss Best a lot. And I assist a little bit in the fall and the winter dramas. But I become the vocal music director for the spring musical. So that's really what the assistant drama director position is. My favorite part about teaching at Brick Township is probably the rapport that I have made with my students, and the fun I get to have in making music and sharing in those music making memories with my students, and working collaboratively with other educators in achieving that goal. It's a great time. It's a great time. So the way I inspire students to make the most of their time here is by developing those relationships with those students and encouraging them to always strive to be better. And that sort of motivation kind of happens naturally when you build those relationships, right? I try to get to know my students on a somewhat personal level. That way they feel more comfortable in my class, because I'm a performing arts teacher, right? So if you don't feel comfortable in my class, I'm not going to get anything out of you, right? So you have to feel comfortable in my classroom. My classroom is a safe, creative environment, and that's really how I inspire my students to be the best that they can be. The spring music games at the end of the year between the choir and the band, it's a ton of fun. So we have a healthy rivalry between the band and the choir, where at the end of the year, on those half days, we take, we play like a wiffle ball game, pick up football, pick up kickball. We do a campus-wide scavenger hunt. We do Family Feud. We do. We have an ice cream party. Like it's a ton of fun that week. It has nothing to do with music, but it's a time where we get to celebrate the successes of the years, and just enjoy our time together. It's a really great time. Another really great moment that we had in my first year, in the first concert I had with the high school, in our first piece, the power went out. It was great. It was really funny because we continued to sing, and it was pitch black. I mean, we're in the auditorium, so if you've ever been in the auditorium with the lights off, I mean, you can't see anything. I mean, it becomes like eerie, and we just plowed right on through, and it was a really great moment. All the parents took out their cell phones and they were shining their flashlights. Like it was a great moment. I'm really proud of my kids for continuing on through the power outage. It was a good time. The advice I would give to my current Brick Township students, and not even just my current students, just all of the Brick Township students, would be try to worry less what other people think. We get so hung up on our perception and what other people think of us that we sometimes neglect what's really important, and what we don't really focus on what we want to do. We focus on what we think others want us to do, and I think it's hindering some of our successes. So I would really hope that all of our students could look past the societal norms and really just do what they're passionate about and be who they want to be. And I think you'll be successful in life if you stop worrying about what other people think and you actually focus on what matters to you.